Hi guys, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the video or the completion of the video from the last upload. I want to start off right away because I want to jump right into the rock. I have to apologize for the fact that I have missed some of the footage, like I've lost some of the footage, guys. I do sincerely apologize for that, but nevertheless guys, as you can see here on the scorecard, the score is now 9-2. I had left you last at 5-2 thereabout, I think, and so I had won 3 more rocks. Very interesting rocks that would have, you know, really taught you something, but nevertheless still we're at 9-2, and I'm just going to show you the last phase of the match. It's quite interesting here to see how it ended. All right, so without further ado, we're going to jump right into the rock. You can see that I've changed the location from where I have been breaking from because I haven't been getting much success in terms of pocketing the ball. So now that's a more controlled break. You can see that there's a more even spread of the ball, but once again, the worst thing happened is where you could actually scratch on the break. This is definitely something I'm gonna have to be working on for the next couple of weeks coming up. There's not much events that are happening at the moment, but there is definitely some work that needs to be done in certain aspects of my game. All right, so there, a ball in hand. Mr. Green has played a rather interesting positional shot, and I'm not sure if the score line perhaps is the reason for his actual body language that is being displayed, but it could be, or it could not. It could be a case where just some stuff are not working. But from the 2 to the 3, that's not the best position, and that's just in my opinion. But not sure, maybe if the team is just being a little bit slow or not. It has been playing slow for all this time that I've known this team, so we've just got to learn to adjust to the speed. All right, so I've gotten fortunate enough to get a ball in hand where I actually just gave up a ball in hand. So now I have to decide how I'm going to be running this rock. Now I have that 4 ball near to the side pocket, and I have that 3 ball down to the top right hand pocket. So I'm just kind of looking where I need to fall, somewhere there. Now the 5 ball is in a tricky position because it only has 1 pocket. So I literally have to be trying to create an angle that when I play this 4 ball, I can transition towards the 5 as easy as possible. Now, as you can see, where I was standing there, it would be ideal if I could get the cue ball in that area. So I'm just going to play a follow shot, right, on the 3 to try to get below the 6. Or above the 6, I should say. That ball hit a little bit thick and falling short again. Definitely not the greatest of starts for both players for this rock. A bad break in terms of scratching, a bad positional shot in terms of from the 2 to the 3, and then an even worse positional shot from the 3 to the 4. I'm sure definitely you guys would have had some other options. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your comments as it relates to what else do you think that I overlooked, because now I'm gonna have to be jumping. Jump cutting, there's no control on this cue ball after jump cutting. So again, jumping it thick, almost getting fortuitous in terms of the result, right? In terms of pocketing the ball. So again, there has been an exchange of innings in succession, and it has been less than 3 minutes since the rock has started. Usually this is a sign that there is something else other than the fact that we are missing shots that's going on. There's some mental challenges going on here. Again, another uncharacteristic miss. I think that 5 ball is definitely spooking us because it's just there behind the 9, and it only has, I'm not even sure if it has a full pocket, but there you can see I need to get into that area. Now I don't see an offensive opportunity here, so I'm just gonna duck underneath the 5. So coming off 1 rails and trying to just use the 6, 9 and 5 as blockers, and that's not a bad shot at all. Still leaving him with a piece of the 4, so I guess he can play a thin safe here. I'm not sure if he was trying to thin the 4 and to go 2 rails, but that ball went close to the corner pocket. I'm not sure if the intent was just to make contact or the intent was to actually try to play a safety. But definitely that was a shot that looked a little bit wild. All right, but let's see here. 5 ball is still the key ball here to get on. That's the key shot for this rock. You get onto that 5 and you have a good chance to run out. So now I'm thinking about just playing the 4 ball here, just trying to come off 2 cushions. I'm definitely not settled. You can see how edgy I am with the aiming and stuff. So let's see how this shot is executed. Alright, I'm playing that 4 ball again, too thick. Just sacrificing that 5 ball. You can see the effort that is being placed on trying to get that 5 ball. And I got the 5, barely, but I missed the 4. And so again, Mr. Green can only see a part of the 4. You can see that's a severe overcut. Hitting that shot a little bit wild though, because that kind of break up the cluster on the 5. Pocketing that 4, even if it's not possible or it's a bit tough, you would still want to protect the 5 ball, because obviously that's the shot that we are both trying to get on. So I think that 5 needed to be protected, but now it's out in the open, and now just giving Apex an opportunity here for an offensive giving Apex an offensive opportunity. And that's a beautiful stroke on that 4 ball, finally being deposited into the pocket after a couple of attempts on the 4. Alright, so that ball has been stressing both of us, but nevertheless here, let's see. So now I'm on the 5. It should just be a natural cut on this 5, because position is guaranteed once the 5 is deposited. So let's see here. And that's a severe overcut, because that I don't think that threatened the pocket in any way, shape or form. That missed the pocket by almost maybe a third of a diamond or so. So he's just thinning the 5 to go around 2 rails, 3 rails, maybe 4. Okay, so almost, guys, almost getting safe. Yes, that's a full ball snooker. So if that was the intent, that was a lovely shot from the thin cut on the 5 to play for distance safety. So that's pretty good. Got a friendly little nudge off the 8, I believe, or the 7. So now what I'm looking at here, guys, is just trying to look at coming off 2 rails on the outside of the 5. Now I should be able to, if I can come 2 rails thin off the 5, it might back up the 5 and keep it on the short rail, and then perhaps just bringing that cue ball under the 6 to about where I am at. So that's pretty much like what I'm looking at here, just looking at the 2 rail system. Right, you can see I'm just trying to aim to try to come right off the face of the 5, and I want to come off thin though. That would be good. Coming off thick probably will sell out the shot, so I have to come off a bit thin here. So let's see if we can kind of construct this angle to come around nicely. So this is 1, 2 rails, and then I came off the back side of the 5, so that hit the 5 ball a bit too thick. So I definitely needed to adjust the aiming up the rail, not down the rail, or I guess I used too much spin, I would assume. So that's definitely another sellout. This has been one of the most atrocious rack, I should say. Missed shots, missed positions, not one of the best, but, and there you see another missed shot again on the 5. So we're both missing in this rack. It's definitely not a rack that is worth per se that is excellent, but it definitely tells me personally that there are some things that I definitely need to work on in terms of the mental part of the game, because it's not that we're missing the shots, it's just that there's a mental gap here. I think I'm becoming very complacent to the fact that I'm leading 9-2, and that's not looking very good on my side. So I'm definitely going to need to work on that. Again, another fail safety there, trying to use the 9 and the 8 as blockers, but again the speed, didn't want to overroll the cue ball, right? I wanted to just get a bit distance rather than to say play locked up safety. So Mr. Green here is playing a 2-way shot. I was trying to bank the 5, play position for the 6, but in the event that he didn't get the 5 in the pocket, I'm assuming he was thinking about using the 9 and the 8 as blockers. And he was successful in containing the shot, containing me from a shot. Now I still have a very high percentage opportunity here. I'm just using the shallow rail aim system here. Just kind of finding the distance from the object ball to the rail, and from the rail to the wooden surface, And when by extending a line from the wooden surface towards the cue ball, it should give me an aiming spot on the side rail to go off one rails to pocket the 5. So let's see here. And that's a pretty good shot. Nicely done. Just going around the angles, just in front of the 7. So that is pretty good here. Alright, so I'm definitely on the 6 here. Alright, made a couple of mistakes. So just definitely need to just get settled down in terms of depositing these few couple of balls that are left on the table. And let's see if I can put this 6 ball down. And that 6 ball has agreed with gravity. Down it goes for a nice little angle. Now I have to go around here because I have to look at where I need to be on the 8. Right, that 9 ball seems to be in the way, so I need to get around that 9. But due to the area, I'm playing for short side on the 8. And due to the area, I'm gonna have to have proper speed. So the 7 ball is near to the corner pocket. It's not a tough shot, but the speed and the spin is going to be critical in landing nicely on this 8. So let's see what happens here. 1, too much speed, bump into the 9, friendly bump onto the 8, and a fortunate position on this 8. I needed a position like this, but how I achieved this position was definitely not intended that way. But you know, sometimes the pool gods do work in your favor, and of course we accept it graciously. Yes, because when the pool gods go against you, they definitely go against you. So pretty good roll on this shot. All right, so it's just a stun across the face of the 9. Right, I think I'm gonna have to, I think I made an incorrect measurement here. Actually went pretty nice on this 9 here. That's beautiful. That's a lovely stroke. I actually thought that it was going to be a bit higher, so I was looking to play the 9 ball down into the top left, but I think I made the measurement from in front of the 8, not behind the 8. So I misread the tangent line there, or the stun draw line. So now I have a little tough 9. It's not easy, but it's not very difficult at all. So just kind of settling down just to try to pocket this 9 to the pocket. And there, just hitting that ball way too hard. I think the adrenaline was just pumping there, guys. Adrenaline was just pumping. That's a crazy miss. Those are the kind of miss, ladies and gentlemen, that when you're playing with an even stronger opponent, and this strong opponent will come to the table and therefore deposit its 9. A 9-3 scoreline will look really bad, but it's just kind of what the opponent would be waiting for in order to pretty much get back the momentum they need. So that miss shot on the 9 actually didn't cost me. I think he's kind of not sure if he's enjoying or he's just accepting that he's not playing very well today. But mistakes have to be punished, and when you do not punish your opponent for the mistakes that he or she has made, then sometimes you are not rewarded. Right, you have to take every opportunity. Ooh, that was close. Got in that 9 and almost went into the side pocket. Ooh, very close there. So that was a really awkward rock. Extremely awkward rock. If I'm not lying, guys, I think that at the start of this video, the rock was actually, I was actually at 10. So I need to make a correction on the score line. I was actually at 10. And this is the rock that I just won fortuitously. Is now at, I'm now at 11. I think this would have been perhaps the final rock of the match. All right, so the score is now 11-2. Scoreline is looking rather eccentric, I should say. Usually, two strong players, unless one is playing extremely low on that particular day, the scoreline is usually very closer than that. But it's just one of those days where it was working for me. You know, the luck was on my side. I was a little bit more steadier than usual. I have a lot of areas in pool that I struggle with, that I have to be constantly working on, especially the mental side of the game. I'm very emotional about the game, and so sometimes it affects how I think. So I'm working very hard to try to develop that part and to make it stronger. So I've had a few successes in the break, but it hasn't been much. And there is my first successful break, and as soon as I get a bit of decent success, the luck again did not go in my favor in terms of giving me a shot on the 1. So that was a pretty good break, nice spread, but that cue ball kind of went to the side wheel and got away. So now I'm going to be forced to play a push out here. I'm gonna have to leave Shane here with a tough push. Right, so I'm gonna leave him with a tough shot. His score is now 11-2. So I don't think he's gonna take it on, and he did not take it on, because at this point the scoreline will make no sense you try to get up and try to take on a shot like this. I'm not saying that it doesn't make any sense. I'm thinking that it's gonna be tough for the opponent who is down by almost 9 racks to take on a tough shot like this. He has been missing a couple of uncharacteristic shots, so this one will be no less. So he has decided to allow me to take the shot, and I am definitely going for it, because even though position is not guaranteed, that 6 ball could definitely help out in terms of playing position. And see, that 2 ball that is under the 8, I would have gotten a shot on the 2 as predicted, but I missed the shot on the 1. It was a tough shot on the 1 though. So Mr. Green has an opportunity here, a high percentage opportunity. A lovely shot on the 1, coming across very close to that side pocket, but he's on the 2. He's down pretty quickly though. Not sure if he has any shot routine there. He just went down, look at the angle, look at the spot, and just went after the ball. And again, he missed the shot, and I am now left safe. I will have no offensive opportunity at this point, and I will just have to try to kick. Alright, there's not much hiding spot after kicking, so I'm gonna try to, perhaps this is just one of those times, guys, that when you're kicking, you just gotta kick and hope. Alright, because if I make contact with this 2, unless I hit it really good and that cue ball stays down there, I don't have an opportunity to hide or to leave him with a, and that was kick with a lot of speed though. I think I was just kicking to just try to get that 2 ball as far away from the cue ball as possible. So sometimes you just gotta kick and hope, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes just kicking with the intent of trying to create a safety, it actually sells out. There's no ball down in the bottom half of the table, so there's no hiding spot. So hence why I would have decided to kick that wild. Well, that was a definite wild kick though. There could have been more options available, but I didn't take the time out to look on that. So Mr. Green down, playing the 2, coming around 1 rail, 2 rails for the 3, pocketing that 3 nicely, coming through the lane between the 4 and the 8. So he's now down on the 4 again here. Alright, so almost getting lucky there. Wow, almost depositing that 9. Alright, think he just needs to just kind of work, like his cue ball is bumping into balls a lot, so he has to try to settle down, and that's a lovely cut shot on the 4, pardon me, on the 5. That's a great shot. Right, he's almost out. He has a tough 6, but the position on the 8, once you draw back the cue ball, is guaranteed, and that's a magnificent shot. Excellent shot on the 8. He's playing pretty fast though, definitely playing way too fast, so he needs to settle down. Ooh, and he missed that 8. On a score line of 11-2, he has missed the 8. Definitely not something. He has definitely not been playing well in this particular match. I'm sure there's going to be a rematch at some point, and for the viewers, I know that you will be watching and expecting Mr. Green to show you more. I am telling you from personal experience that he has talent in the game. It's just that one of those days where the game doesn't seem to be working in his favor. Not sure of the possible reason why. He's a bit not into himself. Usually you can see the killer instinct in his eyes when he's playing very well, but today it's just more like I miss. Okay, so no, whatever. That's what it looks like. But that's a pretty good stroke on that 8. And I said pretty good stroke, even though I'm on the 9, I hit that ball way too hard. There wasn't enough finesse, because I could have gotten more distance, more movement on the cue ball had I had a more smoother stroke. Alright, so that ball was punched into the pocket with draw. I have enough. It's a very thin back cut on this 9, Gotta watch out for the scratch. So a little inside spin here just to kind of check this cue ball off the first rail. Let's see here. Almost to the end. It's 11-2. Spin cut onto the 9. Check inside spin. Protecting the cue ball. And that's a victory for Apexelgenio. Lovely. Whew. Nice victory there. Nice win. So ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the match. I am so sorry that I wasn't able to provide you with all the other 3 rocks that were won between the last upload and this one. There were some pretty good shots played in that match, in those couple of games, but I can assure you that it was not intentional to lose the footage, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for taking the time out to watch these matches, these videos. It was a great pleasure in commentating for you. Please like the video, share if in your pool communities, and subscribe to the channel. And we will talk very soon in another upload. I do have some lovely uploads coming out, guys. Some safeties coming out, situation scenarios. So do take care until next time. Apexelgenio signing out. Bye bye.